My name is Will, and today I'm going to be talking about how video games will change the classroom in the context of Age of Wonders 3, developed by Triumph Studios, and how it can be used by finance and economics students to teach them the importance of budgeting, how economies interact, and ultimately some data analysis. Before I go into how we'll be learning tool, I'd like to discuss what Age of Wonders 3 is. For those unfamiliar, it's an empire building game that uses tactical combat to fight opponents, and also you have to manage your resources, disrupt enemy economies, and kind of develop your own strong economy so you can ultimately develop a stronger military to win the game in empire conquest. So the skills that the game demands is cost-benefit analysis, managing resources, and both of those are useful in how one might budget developing an army short-term versus trying to invest in city upgrades for long-term development. Very applicable in the business sense as well, with how businesses might choose to allocate their resources. Of course, there's also probability assessments in battles, relationship building, and the strategic thinking and critical thinking that comes with such a long-term strategy game, really teaching students to think ahead in their decision making. And so how I want to incorporate this into a classroom is intro business management or corporate finance through a semester-long series of assignments where they will meet periodically to discuss with one another and share strategy, but I'm going to go into those assignments now. So assignment 1 is resource management, and what I mean by this is that students will, every 5 or so turns, track the gold income, mana income, and production income they get from cities as well as empire-wide, and then also track the upkeep they have in keeping units or upgrades, which can be seen through the net value here. And if students track this data over time throughout the game, it'd be really interesting to see what they could do in Excel or other data functions that are used in the business world to understand how their resources could kind of sway over time, and then try to explain, what was happening in the game during that time. And so the real world application of this is for students to understand that in business development, over the life cycle of the business, finances often change through rapid development or stabilized growth, and so teaching the parallel and how this works in an empire through this game is a valuable way to teach the lesson in real-world business. And so here's an example of one city you might track. Here's mana income, gold income, production income, and then other various upgrades. Which brings me to my next point. Empire expansion analysis. It's crucial in Age of Wonders to expand your empire. You can do so through purchase when you have strong diplomacy, creating a city from a settler, or my favorite, sheer brute military force and overtaking the enemy walls and capturing their cities. And so I want students to think about why they might be expanding their empire. Similar to a business setting. In finance, you often have to think of a project for its net present value, as in what costs am I giving up to do this project, and what can I expect long term. So in doing so, a student might analyze, I'm producing all these units to build an army to take over the city, but I'll be able to make these upgrades in the city for this amount of cost, and I can expect to earn these many incomes as the city expands. It's a good quantitative analysis like that will be useful for not just data tracking, but also how students present an argument for decision making, which is very applicable in the real world as well. And so my game recommendation for the developers is to kind of improve the importance of trade and diplomacy with others. I'd like if you could interact with other players to build small armies or create a loan system between them, because it in the finance and business world, borrowing and lending plays a key part in helping businesses grow at certain life cycles, and so that's not really reflected in this game. I think if you could loan to other empires, it could show how developing empires need stronger loans, but that could be paid back over time. So in summary, I think Age of Wonders 3 offers a great platform to teach the importance of managing resources, and also decision making in empire expansion, and so forth. And of course, I would like to see the developers improve a loan system between players. So of course you could understand the importance of lending in empire or business development. Thank you.